Hey everyone out there, it is me, E-Queen, back with another polarity reading video, and this polarity reading is for the Cancers and Capricorns, Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node, and Midheaven signs for May 2020. Okay, so Cancers, Capricorn, keep in mind that this is a general reading, so there may be some things said within this reading that don't necessarily apply to you personally. So take what applies to you, and if there's any additional messages that you require, the resources for that are down in the description box, okay? So let's get into it. As always, I pulled 6 cards for each sign. So let's go. So let's get into Cancer's reading. So Cancer, the first card you've got is the 8 of Swords, the Moon. You're ruled by the Moon. 5 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the Fool. Card at the bottom of the deck is the King of Swords. So let's get into it. So, Cancer, start off with the 8 of Swords. So, and if you pay this 8 of Swords is different from the Rider-Waite Tarot, the traditional 8 of Swords. You see the dog is on top of the cloud above the swords, and you see the Venus and Gemini symbols. And this is crazy because Venus is in Gemini. Retrograde, okay? So anyways, with this being your first card and with it having the Venus and Gemini symbol, I feel like communication, and it's 8, which is transformation. I feel like communication in a very charming way, you're going to be able to transform the masses through your communication skills, okay? Through communicating, through, like being very, it's going to be easy for you to be very persuasive when you communicate, especially if you got Venus in Gemini in the 3rd or something like that, or if you just naturally got Venus in the 3rd. But yeah, I'm feeling like you're going to be very persuasive in your communication. You're going to be able to use your communication skills to get things done, to get what you desire, to get your requests met, and all those things like that in the month of May. The next card you have is the Moon, okay? And this is ruled by Pisces. So I'm seeing that you're with this coming up next to the 8 of Swords, I'm seeing that you're going to be able to persuade people through communication on the unconscious level. You're going to be able to influence their unconscious mind. And I'm getting it's more so on a mass level, because Cancer, you're the sign of mass consciousness. So, with that being said, with the Moon card showing up next to the 8 of Swords, it's you're not only just persuading people on a conscious level, but you're persuading them on the unconscious level through communication. Through communication. Okay? That's what I'm getting. I'm getting it's like you're able to like rearrange their thoughts, get them to change their mind. Like an influence, like a heavy influence. It's like you're very, very influential in the way that you communicate. This is what I'm seeing with the moon card next to the Eight of Swords. It's like you're very influential when it comes to your communication. Okay, Cancer? The next card you have is the Five of Wands. So I'm also seeing fun, lightheartedness, creativity, creating stuff, expanding and capitalizing it. And also, if you notice, see the Leo symbol and the Jupiter symbol. Okay? So yeah, like some of y'all may have Jupiter in Leo. Some of you guys may have Jupiter in your 5th house. But I'm seeing that creativity spark. It's like these ideals are coming through for you, and it's like it's like you're getting abundance of creative ideals, creative thought. It could be creative art. It could be creative writing. Definitely could be creative writing, though, you know. But yeah, like I'm seeing creativity coming through for you for the month of May, Cancer. And then you got the Two of Pentacles. So I'm feeling like the month of May is also a time where you can get bounced, you can get grounded, get secure. Also, be mindful of your resources. Make sure that your resources are balanced out. That's another message that's coming through. Make sure your resources are balanced out and everything and leveled out. Then you have the Hermit. The Hermit. So as you get into this space, like, I feel like with you being in hermit mode, it's not so much like you're just being, oh, I don't want to talk to nobody. But I feel like the hermit mode has to deal with like how those ideals are going to come through. Like I said, with the Five of Wands in your reading, how these ideals are going to come through. It's going to come through when you get centered, when you get grounded, when you tune into yourself and go inward, because the Hermit card popped up underneath the Moon card. So going within, drawn within. Okay, that's what I'm getting. And then your last card is the Fool. So the Fool represents the archetype of a person who trusts in the universe. So I feel like a lot of because your relationship with the universe is enabling you to be able to communicate to the masses and have influence over them consciously and unconsciously, if that makes any sense. And the Fool is like someone that just has high faith. Just has high faith and just knows that they're taken care of by the universe. Okay, so let's talk about the card at the bottom of the deck for you, Cancer, which is the King of Swords. This is the card of Libra, card no air. Okay, and so again, I'm getting like on top of your communication game, being able to transform people through your communication. You're going to be able to, be very influential. You're going to have power. It's like with The Eight of Swords being in your reading, and with the King of Swords at the bottom of your deck for your reading, full power and influence on the masses, especially with the Moon card next to the Eight of Swords. Okay, all right, so let's go ahead and get into the guidance cards. So you have eclipse in Sagittarius, and there is going to be an eclipse in Sagittarius next month. I don't know if this card is going to show up for any of the signs next month, but let's go ahead and see what it says. Success after a setback, and at the bottom it says growth. I feel like when I hear the word setback, I automatically think of the word setup. I mean, traditionally, if we think about the Eight of Swords, the Eight of Swords could be considered a card of setback. But since it's like this dog is above the swords, and then you have Venus and Gemini in here, so I can automatically think it's like your life would expand and grow through communication. That's what I'm seeing. So I'm like, if you are going through a setback, it's a setup to come up. Okay. And then your other guidance card is the 8th house. So let's go ahead and see what this says. The transformational area of your life is about shared resources and intense emotions. So, yeah, it's like, because people are resources, and being able to be influential, being able to be charming in your communication, that's when you're sharing the knowledge, that's also sharing resources. Knowledge is a resource. It's not just money, but knowledge is a resource. Your creativity is a resource. So I feel like this is talking about the wisdom that's going to come to you from the unconscious mind, and you sharing it with the masses, you communicating to the masses and being influential. Shared resources and sharing your time and your emotions on how you feel. Okay? All right, Cancer, that was your reading for May 2020. Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node, and Midheaven in Stellium. Okay? All right, let's go ahead on to Capricorn. So Capricorn, your first card is the King of Wands, the Hanged Man, the Chariot, Page of Swords, Queen of Swords, Ace of Wands. Card at the bottom of the deck for you, Capricorn, is the High Priestess. Okay, so let's get into it. So Capricorn, for the month of May, you start off with the King of Wands. So I'm feeling like when I see this, I'm seeing someone that's being very ambitious. I feel like you're starting off, you're into your ambition, you're into your drive. And like, you're just like someone that is just into the surroundings for the month of May. But I'm here, it's like building, ambition. Okay, pushing forward. Leadership is another message that's coming through. I feel like a lot of you Capricorns are stepping up to the plate, being leaders, which you are a natural born leader anyways, cardinal earth. Okay, so yeah, like I feel like, but it's like, you know, you're pushing through. You're pushing through. And you're taking charge of your life. Okay? Now with the Hanged Man, so I'm seeing that there may be like you may get caught up into some things, or caught up into like your work, or maybe caught up in like, maybe it may be a mental thing, but I'm seeing like something, I'm hearing caught up into something, like bound up. Maybe somebody or some people, maybe you feel bound up. Maybe you feel bound up because it's quarantine. Okay. But I feel like you don't stay there, because the reason why I say I feel like you triumph, because you do have the Chariot. And when the Chariot talks about victory, so yeah, like breaking through. So it's like something, it's like the reason why your ambitions, King of Wands, is because you're breaking through barriers. This is making sense now. So you're breaking through barriers. It's like the King of Wands is somebody that's very ambitious. Okay, always plowing through. Okay, but there's like these barriers that get put up on your way, but you knock those barriers out. You come out. You are creating your own breakthrough. Does that make any sense, Capricorn? It's like you're breaking through. You're breaking free. Breakthroughs. And then your next card is the Page of Swords. So I feel like with the Page of Swords coming up under the King of Wands, I feel like it's like your communication is going to be very authoritative, very stern, very subtle, because it's like Page of Swords, a subtle energy, but stern. Okay, if that makes any sense. And I feel like you're like that, Capricorn. It's like you're very subtle, but you're stern at the same time. Yeah. And then your next card is the Queen of Swords. So with the Queen of Swords came up underneath the Hanged Man, which is like indicated to me boundaries. So I feel like you're gonna like, and I'm seeing, now that I'm seeing that these boundaries are more so mental. So it's like you're going to use your weapon, which is your mouth and your communication skills, to break those barriers. Okay, you're gonna break those barriers. It's like the King of Wands is next to the Hangman, and then the Queen of Swords is underneath the Hangman. So it's like that sternness, using that sternness. It's not going to be meekness and niceness that is going to liberate you, but it's going to be that stern energy, that direct energy, that cutthroat energy. Because when I think of the Queen of Swords, I think of a woman that's cutthroat, getting straight to the point, cutting. No, I'm not staying here. Like, no, who do you think I am? Who do I look like to you? She's not bound up. So you're gonna break through by being more assertive. Your breakthrough is coming through by being more assertive and by pushing through. Okay. And then your last card is the Ace of Wands. So there's like this new beginning. Every time I see that little ball, I think of that. Anyways, yeah, Ace of Wands. There is some new, fresh ideals coming through for you, Capricorn. Fresh ideals coming through for you on a mental level. So, and of course it is. And I feel like you're going to channel these ideals through your crown chakra. Okay, I feel like you're going to channel these new creative, passionate ideals through your crown chakra, because it's like Queen of Swords next to the Ace of Wands, and she got her crown on. So I feel like these ideals are coming through for you, and it's like the ideal is like for you to move forward in life. You know, I'm getting like these ideas are going to help you move forward in life, and yeah, like they're going to help you move forward in life and change your life. Okay. Let's talk about the card at the bottom of the deck for you, which is the High Priestess. So yes, channeling. Again, you're gonna like receive downloads from the ethers. Okay, from the unconscious mind, and it's like downloads from the higher mind and uploads from the unconscious. Okay, because the High Priestess represents the unconscious. The High Priestess is ruled by the moon, which represents the unconscious mind. Let's go ahead and see what's going on with your guidance cards. You have Sun in Libra. And this says, enjoy life with music, love, and romance. At the bottom, it says harmony. You may be getting to some, you may be getting into some musical ideals. And then also, when we're speaking of harmony, Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords merged up with Ace of Wands. Creative ideals, harmonious ideals. And then your other guidance card is Scorpio. What's this say? It says, this energy is intense, masterful, thoughtful, and magnetically charming, but also secretive and possessive. Yeah, there may be some people that's trying to possess your energy, but like I said, you triumph, you break through, and you transform. I'm getting it's like using that feminine energy to transform, to get your way. That feminine energy, cultivating that feminine energy, Capricorn, is what's going to bring you the new ideals. Okay? Fresh ideals. Okay? That is going to ultimately lead you to a harmonious life. Okay? So that is it for the Cancer and Capricorn readings. Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node, and Midheaven signs and stelliums for May 2020. Okay? And as always, I will talk to you on my next one. Bye!